How can God use scripture to strengthen our beliefs? I have an example. Earlier today, I journaled this scripture, so you can look at the previous video if you want to know how I came to the revelation that I came to. So the scripture verse says, I pray that out of his glorious riches, he may strengthen you with power through his spirit in your inner being. And that's Ephesians chapter 3, verse 16. Now, what is my inner man? My inner man is my spiritual and essential core of my identity, my personality, and my moral being. And it is distinct or separate from my outward physical self. Now, I stop for a second and talk about culture. We very much, as a culture, thrive on conformity and fear. Now, we don't call it conformity and fear. We call it tradition. So that means that when I, as a person, come upon a group, I go into this group and I figure out who I have to be to belong to this group. But God is telling us that who you are as a person and who I share with the world is my spiritual being. And that spiritual being is not defined by culture or any environment outside of us. God says, I nurture your identity, your personality, and your moral being. And I hold that distinct from your physical self. And your inner being is what and who you are supposed to share with the world. So culture would tell you, go into the group and try to fit in. God says, bring the essence of who you are to the group. Now, I stop and share, why do we not do this? Why do we choose conformity and fear? We choose it because of fear of abandonment. You may see who I am and leave me. Or fear of rejection. You may see who I am and be repelled by me. But both of those beliefs are very much childhood beliefs. And so that means that I go into a group and I share the fullness of who I am. And I encourage others to do the same. But mostly I encourage others to share the God in them. And then that's a group thriving and dynamic, growing and changing in God.